We've appreciated meeting all of you. Hakeem.
This is the final roast.
This is the final roast.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching this episode of BatchMakers. Make sure to
like,
comment,
and subscribe.
Thanks for watching. Keep watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to BatchMakers, presented by Good Time Media. I'm Wyatt.
I'm Michael.
And we are joined today by our very special guest, soon to be Bachelor in Paradise legend, Hakeem is here.
Oh, legend. That's a lot, brother. Jeez. I'm a contestant. Not legend.
Soon to be legend.
Appreciate the love, brother. Appreciate the love.
So today we this unfortunately is not an interview of Hakeem. We are here for important matters and important matters only. We are trying to find our good friend Austin Ott, a future wife, maybe. So we are down to the final 10 for the Austin Ott dating experience. It has been quite the journey.
Yes.
And today is possibly my the round I've looked forward to the most because we actually get to interact and talk with these gals that we have gotten to know over the last 3-4 weeks. Hakeem, from your point of view, what does this look like? Because we're in it. We're in the thick of it, but you're just kind of on the outside. You know, you've been busy. But what does this look like for you?
What do you mean?
This process, when you first heard about it, you're like, what is going on? And then how did you involve?
How did it look like for me? I mean, it seemed very genuine. I mean, we're trying to find Austin Ott a girl. I mean, Austin deserves it. He deserves it. He's a great man, confident, good looking. Obviously, everyone knows that, but also he's just a very genuine human being. So he deserves it. So when I saw it, I was like, I'm going to do whatever I can to support this, you know? So I hope you guys can keep doing that for other people, helping them find love too. Because I think the one is out of these 10. Okay. The one is going to be someone out of this 10.
I feel it. I feel it in my bones. And what makes you the perfect person to help Austin find that person? What's your expertise when it comes to Austin?
You know, I use my intuition. You know, I know Austin very well. We've had some deep conversations, so you know, I know his story very well, and his childhood upbringing and all that, and his dating history and so forth, and even our journey on The Bachelorette. So I'm coming in, and I'm gonna kind of sniff out if these girls actually, you know, just like him because he's a good-looking dude, or if he was just on The Bachelorette, or if they think he's a good-looking, genuine Christian man that they could see as their husband. So. Let's do this, man.
Let's do it.
Also not his wife.
Let's get into it. So we are going to bring on 5 gals here. We're going to talk to them individually. Then as a group, we'll do a little fun game and give out a group date rose. The group date rose will guarantee them access into the top 6. And this will be the first of 2 group dates we are doing this week. So without further ado, let's bring on our first gal. Morgan, we are happy to have you. I have your rundown information here real quick. I actually don't have it pulled up. Oh, there we go. Morgan, you know this. You're 33, Newport Beach, California.
And where's that? Should we get clarification where that is? That like LA?
Yeah. Where's Newport Beach in terms of California?
I always describe it. It's like halfway in between LA and San Diego.
Good spot. Good.
Good
answer.
An hour each way.
Wait. Hold on, Morgan. I see a ring on your finger. Is that your wedding finger?
No, it only fits this finger right now. I have to get it resized. I'll swap it for you.
You don't gotta swap it for me. It's not for me. You don't gotta swap it for me. You're the one that came on here with a wedding ring on, looking like you fully engaged.
It's not a wedding ring. It's my birthstone.
Okay, type shit. Okay, all right. You're coming off already. You scared me a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, a few things about Morgan. She's a graphic designer.
Love that.
Amazing cook.
Hakeem, I don't know if you saw this. She submitted a cookbook last round for her talent. Yeah. Unbelievable. I was also very hungry at the time of filming that episode, so I'm biased.
What's your best dish, if you don't mind me asking really quickly? Side question.
My best dish. I really perfected my steaks. I do like a special technique that I learned from a steakhouse where you use like a sous vide machine. Yeah. So you cook it edge to edge, medium rare, whatever you want, and then you finish it in the cast iron. And ever since I switched to that, it's just like perfect every time.
You put seasoning on it?
I do salt and pepper, and then sometimes if I'm feeling fancy, I'll do truffle butter. I love truffle butter.
All right. That's all right. That's all. That's all right. That's all right. We like that.
Or
like
I love the Kinder's like steakhouse butter one or whatever.
Okay.
When I'm feeling lazier, but yeah.
All right. So if I give you a grill, like say I give you like boneless chicken, right? What you throwing on there to kind of like give it a little taste to it?
I just kind of do everything. I have a huge spice drawer and I'm like, this looks good. This looks good. I just pull things out. I usually do like, I feel like 6 things, you know,
Okay.
salt, pepper, paprika, maybe just
Paprika?
depends on the day.
Okay.
All purpose seasoning, sometimes some Italian seasoning.
Okay.
Yeah,
like that. Okay.
let her cook. Let her cook, Hakeem.
Yeah.
Literally. Come on.
I'm here too. I'm trying to find out about her, how she cooks and what everything. You know, we got to know.
I'm surprised
like
she's even telling us. I'm surprised she's even telling us because she is also the gatekeep queen, self-proclaimed. Always gatekeeping her.
Yeah, she gatekept perfume from us in the first round, and then she gatekept. She has a secret sauce. She did end up telling us individually, but
the perfume, I did that because I actually have like probably 10 favorites, and it depends on the day, the season, if it's hot or cold out. So I was not trying to hide a perfume from anyone. I'll gladly send all 10.
Okay. Fair enough.
We're only messing with you, Morgan, just to make sure, don't feel like
they love to mess with me, but I guess we can add you too.
I'm gonna mess with you too, girl. So just get used to it.
Okay.
I feel like we've been fairly nice to you, Morgan. I feel like okay. I do have one question for you.
Okay.
The cookbook that you submitted for us last time for the talent show. Did you make that specifically for us, or was that something you already had in your back pocket?
Specifically for you. I knew you were going to ask me that. Why would I just have that randomly? Because just to send people.
That's awesome.
Look what I can do. It didn't have any of the recipes on it, so that was for you guys.
That's a good point.
Yeah, why would there be a cookbook with no recipes?
That's a good point. That's a great point, Morgan. Wow. That was a great answer. Wow. That's all I have for Morgan. What do you have?
Good answer. Good answer. That's
Hakeem. Do you have any questions for Morgan here?
I do. I have a few, Morgan. Let me know when you're ready for me. Mike, if you want to go in, let me know.
Go crazy. All you.
All right. So my first question for you, Morgan, is how do you handle drama?
Hate it. Avoid. Repel.
Yes. Correct answer.
My skin just curled a little bit.
Good.
Yeah.
Austin hates drama. He doesn't want nothing to do with it. So you don't need to handle drama because you're never going to be in it, right?
Music to my ears.
I'd love to hear that. All right. So another one is how do you feel the most basically seen in a relationship?
Communication is huge for me. It's something I've put a lot of time in to being better at. And I'm not one to do the silent treatment, to play games, all this petty stuff. So I want to like get to the root of the problem right away. And I would need someone or respect someone who does the same.
Yeah.
So I would feel most seen if they are picking up on that. They're like, hey, you look sad. What's going on? Are you mad at me? So
the nonverbal cues, they can pick up and can just read you. So high emotional intelligence, they can kind of just
but I'm also just kind of like, I'd be like, I'm mad. Let's talk about it. You know?
So
I wouldn't wait for someone to be like, let's see if he can figure out if I, am feeling something.
Up front, I like it.
Play no games.
Yeah, so you're very
on the table.
Okay, it's very confrontational. We love that. Okay. Last question.
In a nice way, not that type of confrontation, because I don't love that.
No, you seem like a brilliant woman. I'm very confrontational myself, so it's okay. It doesn't have to be negative.
The word has a negative connotation.
I think so too sometimes, but conflict is needed to grow.
Conflict and resolution.
Mike, did you have any questions? Do you want me to ask her my last one?
Go for it.
What's the most important boundary you've learned to set in a relationship, and how do you stick to it?
Boundaries and
Hakeem, come with the hammer.
I mean, we're gonna be
out of the game for a little bit, so
that's important. So right now, you wouldn't say you would have any boundaries if you were to get in a relationship with Austin?
No boundaries. I would say on the spot question.
I don't even know what my answer would be to this question.
I guess boundaries is just I don't know, just like a mutual respect for each other. That's not a boundary, but
So one boundary, like I make sure.
Yeah, give me an example, and I can.
Yeah. So a big boundary for me is that around myself, I'm very respectful to parents. So like you have to respect my mother, you have to respect my elders. That's a huge boundary that I set off rip. That I'm very respectful to your parents, so I want respect for my parents. Another boundary is just like if, for instance, if a person is saying they love you but put no action into it. For me, like if you're gonna say I love you, there's a big boundary for me to say, like, if you're gonna say that, you're gonna mean it. I'm not just gonna hear that and you're just gonna keep love bombing me. So I cut it off. If I hear it once or twice and they don't kind of live up to it, I just say I don't want to hear that love because you don't really love me or you don't know what love is.
Right. Okay, so now that you say that, I've been a victim of love bombing so much.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about me, but people love to do that to me. So that's a boundary I have learned too, is actions, or not words, but show me. That's literally probably my number one, honestly. Like I won't believe anything you say until you show me.
What is your love language?
My love language is receiving words of affirmation. And I feel like what I give the most is gift giving. It's just, I love to do it. And ironically, I hate to receive it. I'll take it all the time, but words of affirmation. So that kind of matches up with my boundary of,
Okay.
Just
love that.
I love words of affirmation. Pumps me up.
Great. You look great, by the way. You look phenomenal. Love the Ralph Lauren. You look great today.
Slay.
There we go. All right. Well,
Thank you.
Let's give it up for Morgan, the first gal. This is a tough spot to be in, going number one.
You asked for it. She asked for it. She's like, how about reverse?
No, I got a little nervous, guys.
Yeah. Well, I do think that like we may be victims. Like we have love bombed you probably throughout this process. So sorry about that. So I want to apologize from like the bottom of my and Michael's.
Yo, one of the special sauce, man.
Yeah, what is wrong with you, bro?
I apologize. What? I'm gonna face. I messed up. So sorry, Morgan.
It's okay.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for being here. We're gonna move on to the next gal, which is I believe McKenna here.
Should I do an intro like a PA announcer again?
Yeah.
Yo, you are funny.
And now
25 from Charlotte, North Carolina, McKenna.
That was weak. Run it back.
Yeah, let's try one time.
Try again.
I need to enter.
I'll echo you.
You gotta be like coming in.
And now, 25 years old,
bring her in,
Charlotte, North Carolina, McKenna.
There we go. McKenna, how are you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hi guys. Sorry, I've been getting over a sickness, so if I sound a little raspy, I swear I don't smoke a pack of cigs a day. I promise. I don't even smoke cigs.
Okay.
So,
yeah, like a pack, so that means you smoke one.
Yeah, just a couple.
I said, and then I corrected it. And I said I don't even smoke cigs.
I'm just playing with you.
So, McKenna, you are a speech pathologist.
Yes.
I don't know why I wrote this down, but you have a little brother that's 6'5".
I do.
I don't know why I included that in the bio. You can eat chicken wings like none other.
Yeah.
That was her talent. Hakeem, she can clean a wing so fast. It's unbelievable.
A drum flat.
Flats, and what flavor?
Really any flavor, but I prefer a dry rub. But I'll get my hands a little messy and do some buffalo or some garlic parm. I don't really discriminate on wings.
Yep.
I love wings.
Type shit. I love wings too, but you gotta have some French fries, waffle fries.
Oh yeah, waffle fries, not regular fries, waffle fries.
And then the last note I have about McKenna here, potentially bad grammar. And we can talk about this a little bit.
Yeah, we can chat about this.
Let's do it.
Because
Not the only one.
I am, so as a speech therapist, we have like we have a whole course on grammar, and I can literally teach kids every day, like grammar, adverbs, verbs, adjectives, the whole shebang.
Name two adverbs. Two adverbs. Go.
Joyful and grateful.
Oh, damn, she's good. It's a good point. I take so counterpoint though, speech pathologist, in my brain, that goes more vocally. Like you can speak well, but
Mhm.
maybe writing is where you struggle with the grammar.
I mean, you could say that, but I had my friend look over my answer.
So it's her.
And
Oh, so
I think you literally, because I was like, wait a second. Like I went back and looked, and my friends was like, no, they read it wrong. And I'm like, okay.
So fair. And 100% is probably our fault. So I can guarantee you
There's a
that.
lot of
Hey,
reading.
but you know what? It's okay. Yeah, you guys like had to go through like tons of like submissions and so it's okay. And we are at the end. Morgan did say we're towards the end. So
Yeah.
there was a lot you had to go through.
I apologize on behalf of Wyatt.
Yeah, and I apologize on behalf of Michael. My question for you, I want you to power rank, or if you're comfortable, maybe like a F, Marry, Kill, B-dubs wings, Wingstop, and I'm going off the dome. Give me another wing.
You said Buffalo.
Buffalo Wild Wings, Wingstop, and I'm gonna go McDonald's McNuggets.
That's just not a wing though.
Okay.
I don't care. I don't
It's
care.
not a wing.
Okay, you're at McDonald's.
That's
nuggets.
crazy. That's crazy.
You gotta kill them.
No, kill. Sorry,
Kill.
Listen,
Okay.
I got up at 5 for the gym. It's been a long day. Kill McDonald's nuggets.
Okay.
This is discriminatory. Like those are not good wing places.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That was the first. I think
Like,
of wings before I went.
When I want wings, I'm gonna go to like a neighborhood grill. I don't want to go to like a chain. I want some good wings. Or I'm gonna go. We have Harris Teeters here. I'm gonna go buy some wings and I'm going to put them in my air fryer. Or when I lived at my old, I don't have a grill. I would put them on the grill. I can't have them I can't have a grill at my townhouse. So
all right, fair. See, this was just opening up that gateway to learn more about your wing consumption. So thank you.
I will say that my birthday's coming up, so the number has to go from 25 to 26.
Wait, what day?
July 5th, but I don't know how long the process.
That's a whole month from now.
I'll say this.
Hey, you never know.
If we're not done by July 5th,
if we're not done with the show by July 5th,
what's what I'm saying? I'm thinking that it's tomorrow or like next week. She said July.
Well, I'm just saying I'm like an older 25.
Okay.
Not a young 25. Okay. I feel like you'd learn a lot about yourself in your early 20s.
Yeah.
And these like first 5 years. And
what did you feel like you
learned
learned
it was important.
5 years then? If you feel that way.
So I'm not originally from Charlotte, North Carolina. I am from West Virginia. You can't hear the little twang.
You learned that in your 20s?
Wait, hold on. So I feel like it's big in your 20s to move away from home. And I moved. I didn't know a soul. And I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina. And I have met some of my best friends. And I found out a lot about myself and going to church on my own, not my parents telling me to go, getting up on Sunday mornings and going, and, a lot of soul searching. I also haven't dated since I've lived in Charlotte.
Are you comfortable mentioning those things that you learned about yourself during your first 5 years of your life?
Yeah. Yes. Of my 20s.
Yeah.
Oh,
your 20s. You're right. First 5 years is 1 through 5.
Learn how to walk.
Learn how to crawl.
Yeah. Learn how to walk. Yeah. Learn how to eat.
Both you guys.
No, definitely when not everyone that says that they're your friend is your friend.
Period.
Most definitely. She was talking, actions speak louder than words. Communication is key. That's another big thing. Even with anyone, even at my job, if you're not communicating or talking about things that are happening in the workplace or things that you feel uncomfortable with in your friendships, you're just letting kind of people walk all over you. So I had to learn to grow a backbone and kind of stand up for myself.
Yes.
And also talk about things what I think are, hey, I don't necessarily agree with this. We can have differing opinions, and that's cool. But this is what I believe, or this is what you believe, and
you just agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah. Love that. Wow.
That's awesome.
Michael, sorry, you guys can go ahead. I went in. Love that.
Sorry.
Flags all around.
So if I hired a private investigator to follow you around for a week, What's the strangest or weirdest thing they'd find out about you in your day-to-day, week-to-week life?
When I finish a jar of pickles, I don't necessarily throw the pickle jar away. I just drink the juice from the jar for the rest of the week.
That's valid. That's
Okay.
electrolytes. That's a lot of good electrolytes in there.
Hey, you know what? They're good for cramps too.
Yeah.
Like muscle spasms, like cramps.
Do you use the jar then? Do you like clean it out and use it for something else?
No.
Okay.
I guess I could use it for like a flower vase.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, probably the strangest thing, I get on a hyperfixation with meals, and I'll eat the same meal like every night for dinner for like a long time.
Yeah. And then like
unless I'm feeling crazy.
Yeah.
No, I've been on a steak and eggs kick for probably 3 months.
Okay.
And we're still kicking with steak and eggs. Yeah.
All right. Hakeem, do you have any questions for McKenna here?
Yeah, I have the same 3.
Okay.
First question. How do you handle drama?
Like Morgan said, I hate to say this, I don't deal with drama.
Wait, they can hear her?
Yeah, they can hear the answers.
This is so pointless.
Oh, I don't know what you want to do.
This is so pointless. Why would you have me?
What do you want me to do?
You ruined it.
I'm
just kidding. Okay. All right. I'm going to change it up then. What's something small you ghosted someone for?
Oh.
Being inappropriate, sexually inappropriate, and making innuendos before they even got to know me.
I don't think that's small. I think that's large.
Okay.
I just want to make sure no. If you do, that's why you ghost somebody. That is a red green flag already for that too.
Okay.
So that's more than enough. If that's a reason to ghost somebody, that is more. Yes. What's something you had to unlearn in dating?
Damn, he's so much better at this.
I would say emotional attachment for sure.
Wow.
Being emotionally attached to someone. We're gonna get deep, guys.
So you feel like if you're emotionally attached to somebody, you become dependent.
Yeah, kind of becoming dependent on that person for my, for everything, like my emotions and things that were going on, I turned to them for everything.
Sure.
And I just had to realize, no, McKenna, like you are the one that has to face these battles. This is a you problem. You can talk to people about your problems, but this is a you problem. You have to face it on your own, and you can figure it out, and just not depending on them for like my happiness and all of my time. And I guess being emotionally secure, that I would say that's been the 5 years too.
Yeah.
Emotionally secure with myself.
That's important. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So do you find it harder for you to confide and open up to a gentleman?
I would say no.
So you're very open.
I'm very open. I'll put it, if you ask me a question, I'll put it all out on the table. I feel like my upbringing, I love to like talk about that in my childhood and what's made me who I am today and the experiences that I've been through. I would say I'm a pretty open book, open person.
Love that.
Good. We love that.
Final question here, McKenna. This is based off your submissions from the past. I hate to throw out this accusation, but did you use ChatGPT for your island answers?
Not all of them. For one example, for one of them I did.
For the Bear Grylls?
For the guy, but not my like items that I would bring.
I appreciate that honesty. I really do.
Listen, I just said open book.
Oh no, I appreciate that, and the only thing I hate about that response is that it means our producer Charlotte was right because she accused that in real time, and I don't like when Charlotte's right.
I know.
And we had your back.
I heard all of it. Guys.
Oh my gosh, they watch our show. All right, well, McKenna, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Amazing answers. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys.
Next up, we have.
I got it. And now, 27.
You got 2 people in
Michigan.
Okay.
Corey.
Let's go, Corey.
Corey, you might be muted.
Oops.
There
You
we go.
finally got my age. That's what I said.
Yes. She's not 65.
Oh.
No, not 65.
Nope.
No.
We're so happy to have you, Corey. You are the first of our wild cards, so it's been
Got
quite
it.
the journey for you to get here. First of all, how's this experience been for you? I feel like I should have asked that to the other two.
Great. I mean, you guys are awesome. Like I said, I feel like we need to get a little more deep, but I feel like Hakeem is doing a good job of that. So yeah, it's been super fun and like lighthearted, like you guys have been saying. So
Well, we are very glad that you were part of this journey. A little bit about Corey. She is a business owner, which we'll get into. I want the details on that.
for sure.
A hockey girl, and yes, she's been our wild card. So she entered kind of later in the game, but she had to earn her way here, and she's kind of rode that momentum.
The most interesting wild card, I would say. You were at a wedding and you filmed your video. Could you like walk us through how you did that? Who helped you? Because
Yeah.
what a great friend.
Yeah, so my friend Megan filmed it for me, and I like wanted to film the wild card and I was going to, but I had a really busy week that week with work. So I was at the wedding and yes, I did have a few drinks. Okay, but I was not like gone. I was still there, I promise. But yeah, so I was like, oh my gosh, we should totally film it now. Like I could come up with like funny jokes to say. So we kind of just rolled with it, but it was actually one of my clients' weddings. So I'm a social media manager. So I own my own social media agency to answer that question. So
Awesome.
All right. Well, we outside of this, we may need to chat about.
no.
Yeah, we will. That's
I was
separate.
just the same thing. I just fired Select, so I'm a free agent. I'm a free agent.
This is turned into a business meeting, Corey. So
Apparently,
true love. Let's make some money. All right.
actually, I have worked for a dating show company.
Oh.
Yeah.
What company?
It was called Teleport. I don't think they're still a thing anymore.
Okay.
Are we doing better than them?
I think so.
And they're not a thing anymore.
Yeah, and we are.
Well, yeah, hopefully they don't hear that. But I mean, it was an app. So it was an actual app. So like basically you would like video call people and you wouldn't be able to chat. So they were trying to like change up the dating app scene. So
Gotcha.
Sounds like
Gotcha. That's very fun. I had a question for Corey off the top of my head. What was it? It was a Midwest, maybe.
Michigan.
Michael, you go. Do you have one? I'll think of it. I had it off the top of my head and I lost it.
I'll go with if you could have a dinner with any fictional character, who would it be and why? Not the deepest question, but you could get deep with it.
It's a good one.
It's a hard one. I would say these are hard. I don't know.
You want a different one?
Yeah, give me a different one.
Okay, this one's maybe not better. On a scale from 1 to 10, how weird are you? And you can't say 7.
Oh, nice. Good. That's a good question.
Like,
Hakeem,
how
don't
weird?
give that look.
How
That's a
weird?
great question.
Everybody's weird.
Are we here to get Austin a wife? Are we here to like what the hell is going on?
We're trying to find.
Austin, the girl's weird on a 0 level or on a 10 level. If she's gonna love him, she gonna rock. He gonna rock with you.
Exactly. You got to be self-aware. Everybody's weird.
How weird am I?
Fair enough.
I would say
ChatGPT gave me this question, by the way.
since I can't say 7, I
Everyone
would
says
say
that.
a 6.
Okay.
Because one thing about me, I always say I never take life too seriously. I do, but in the sense of like just have fun, like, try new things. So especially when I like get to know someone, it takes me a little bit to like get comfortable around someone. But I feel like then the 6 could go to like an 8 since I can't say 7.
All right, we're bombing this interview. Hakeem, please take over.
No worries at all. You're not bombing it, bro. You're doing great. But I really appreciate how serious you are taking it, because as I was talking with Austin beforehand, I was like, hey, like, how do you want me to, approach these ladies? It's like, are you taking it seriously or is this just for fun? And he's like, nah, man, like, I'm single. I'm turning 30 in August. Like, if you can find somebody that's a good match for me, please do. So like, I'm taking this as serious as you are. Your hair looks phenomenal too, on a side note. So you can tell you that.
I just have veins. So thank
we love
you.
that. We love that. What's something romantic that doesn't cost money but means the world to you? You would say.
Wow. I would say just doing like little things that you know the other person likes.
But what
Like-
about for you? For you, what are those little things?
Like if someone else did that for me,
Mm-hmm.
is what I'm saying.
But what are those little things that somebody would do in those situations that you're saying?
Yeah, I would say like if I like holding hands, which I do,
Okay.
then if he like made it a priority to do that, then that would be like, oh, like he's doing like I don't know if you guys are watching Love Island right now,
Oh, yeah.
but how kind of like Amaya keeps calling like Ace Babe and she doesn't like it.
Yeah.
But she just naturally does that, you know? So even I guess if someone didn't even really like doing something, if I liked going to concerts, which I do, if someone else didn't and they did that for me, then that means a lot to me.
So let me ask you a question. Do you believe that there's the one, or are you willing to grow with somebody?
I think when you meet someone, you know right off the bat, like if they are the potential.
By just looking at them?
I think so. This might be a little weird, but like I always pray for my future husband and I always like envision what our relationship is going to look like.
How old are you, if you want me asking?
I'm 27.
You're 27. Okay.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
Michigan.
So, yeah. But
Okay.
so yeah, I believe that, you know, you can see the potential but I think you can grow with someone for sure. Like not everybody's perfect. So,
Okay. So
yeah.
okay. So you believe that there's the one, but so kind of both.
I believe that there is the one for like everybody.
So you believe that there's the one for somebody, but so you okay. So I think we're on the same page.
Sorry.
Gotcha. No, I
Don't
got it.
just no, you didn't do anything wrong. I think the
We're speaking
communication
the
on my
same.
end could be better. Sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
We're speaking the same language. I think we're all on the same page here.
Yeah, we're definitely all on the same.
Yes.
I got one more. I got a question for Corey.
Please.
So you're in Michigan, which
Mhm.
also Midwest. Love
Mhm.
that. We're down in Indiana.
Mhm.
With your business, how mobile are you? Are you looking to relocate? Are you like, I love Michigan, this is where I want to settle down? Like what's that look like for you in the next couple of years?
That's a great question. So I love Michigan. I have so many people here. Like everybody is here. So that's actually like the number one reason I haven't left, just because like they're my everything. So if I did move and I want to move somewhere, I actually really love Utah. I love hiking. I love being in nature. I love warm weather. So I've thought about and been really close to moving out there.
Utah?
To Utah.
Are you Mormon?
I am not Mormon. No.
I'm just curious. I'm just
So,
Mom
so
talk
like
could never survive.
southern Utah, there's
Like St. George.
yeah, St. George. Yep. So I love like Zion National Park, all of that. And
Cool.
I almost moved there for a job last year, and so I almost like left my business completely to do that just because I wanted to move there. But long answer short is most of my clients are local, so I'm always going to like in-person meetings and stuff. So it is mobile in the sense, you know, if I like want to leave for a week, I can do that and like work remotely. But if I did move somewhere, I would have to like move my entire business, but I could always get clients in the local area that I move. So that's what I plan to do.
Love
Love
that.
So yeah, I do want to move. I don't know where, but yeah.
All right. Hakeem, do you have one more quick question for
I do.
Corey here?
What can I ask? The last time you've been in a relationship?
Yes. Me and my ex broke up late 2023.
2023.
Yes.
Can I ask you what was the biggest thing that you took away from that relationship that you probably will take into Austin? Obviously, the good. Maybe
Yeah.
good, or like something that you learned from that relationship that you won't want to happen again, type of thing. Anything.
I would say the biggest thing is not let the person I'm with talk down on me, or like if they don't like certain things about me, not to have that affect how I feel about myself, because that happened a lot in my last relationship. There was also like cheating and all that. It was a very toxic relationship. But I actually did come to God through that. So I'm so grateful for that relationship. I don't know if I would be, where I am without that. So yeah, but if that's one thing, like if someone has a problem with something I do and I know it's not an issue, I'm not gonna let that affect how I feel about myself. So yeah.
Good answer. That was
Love
a
that.
phenomenal answer.
Let's give it up for Corey. Amazing. So nice to meet you. Now
You guys, thank you.
we're going to bring on our next lovely gal, which is
From Dallas, Texas, 25 years old,
Hello.
Jaden.
Yes, let's go.
woo woo. Jaden, how are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Living the dream. We're gonna talk to some wonderful ladies, hang out with Hakeem, and hopefully find our friend a wife. So this is very fun. Jaden, a little bit about Jaden. I do want to say, first and foremost, you probably had the talent submission that like has stuck with me the most. I keep going back to it in my head. Hakeem, I will send the clip to you if you haven't watched it. It's unbelievable. She did like this spoken poetry. It's beautiful. So nice.
Thank you.
Also about Jaden, she's a teacher. And yes.
Yes.
And the one thing we also need to talk about, she is a Texans and Eagles fan. I want to start there.
How does that work?
Okay. Okay.
Wait. What grade do you teach? Before we
9th
go
through
into
12th
what the fuck? Who cares about football? The girls don't care.
You can't be I have a point to this, Hakeem, but sorry, Jane, the
Sorry.
floor is yours.
Okay. Which question am I answering? I teach 9th through 12th grade. So
Okay.
high school.
High school.
Yes.
That's
I'm writing down notes.
impressive. That's
Yes.
impressive.
I
High schoolers are
I
not-
taught 4th grade last year and quickly realized, oh yeah, you would think. I'm great with kids, but 4th grade I quickly realized, no, that is not my lane. And so I am now a high school teacher, and I absolutely that's the age group that I'm meant to be with for sure.
Love that. Sorry. Go ahead.
Now,
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Texans. I was born into a Houston Texans family. So my mom's parents grew up like in the Houston area. Then she met my dad. My dad was a Houston Texans fan, so I grew up watching the Texans with my mom and my dad. My mom has always said that if my dad was not my dad, it would be JJ Watt. So yes, but I personally, I love like Jalen Hurts and I just love watching the Eagles. So that would,
and it happens to be convenient that they won the Super Bowl last year.
yes.
That helps. So my reasoning for asking that is because like in my brain, I can be loyal to one team and one team only. So I'm just worried that maybe there's a loyalty issue here. Like you're loyal to a team.
No.
Okay.
That is something that I am actually really big on. I, in my past relationships, have been cheated on. And I think it's like the most disrespectful and worst thing that you could ever do to someone. And it's immature. And so loyalty is not an issue for me. And it's something that I'm really big on and that I take very seriously.
Hell yeah. I love that. Now I have a more serious question here because I love that you mentioned that you're teaching high school because I'm a high school tennis coach. So I'm around high schoolers every day of my life. It's very humbling because they bully me a lot, but in a very fun way. I want to ask you, what's something that you have learned from them in the last year of your life? Because that's something I realize a lot in what I do. Like, I feel like I'm constantly learning from them and their perspective on life. What's something that they have taught you?
Yes. So what's crazy is that I grew up always saying that I would never be a teacher. It just was not something that I wanted to do or that I thought that I would want to do. And then, of course, the Lord laughs at us sometimes and it's like, haha, nope, this is where you're going to be. And so that's where he put me. And I think these kids, like, especially in like this day and age, like they're going like an era where like phones are so big, like comparison, like all the things, like dealing with things that even I growing up didn't have to deal with, that we didn't have to deal with. And so a lot of this past year, especially, I had a student who lost her mom to suicide, and I have also lost family members to suicide. And so, like, the biggest thing I think that I took away from her was how she carried herself with like such strength and grace. And even through all of that, she didn't take things like, she didn't let that affect who she was and like her personality as a person. So they've taught me how like not to take things so seriously, like to still have fun and to still that there's still joy on the other side of like hard things. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no,
That
100%.
was like a lot of
Yeah.
phrases.
Oh, and sorry to hog the mic here. One more question. Are you teaching at a Christian or Catholic school?
No, I'm not. I'm at
Okay.
a public school.
Okay. So I coach at a Catholic school, which is such a blessing for me because I get to be around my faith every day. Do you
Yeah.
find like that's something that you kind of struggle with?
Actually, no. So I am also a youth leader at like my local church where a lot of my students go to.
Oh, nice.
And so I already have that relationship built with them like outside of school. And so I don't feel like I'm ever like pushing things on them. They always are able to come to me. And a lot of the times, like I play music in my classroom, and a lot of times they're the ones asking for worship music to be playing like in the classroom and stuff. And so, no, I don't think that that's something that I struggle with. I think I actually have my laptop right here where like a lot of my kids, if you can see, they wrote like little notes.
Oh,
like,
nice.
"Thank you," like,
That's awesome.
and
Oh,
so,
that's
yeah,
so fun.
I don't think it's something that shows.
Nice. All right, you guys have any follow-up questions?
Yeah. So what's kind of one dream you have in your life or long-term goal that you're looking forward to in the future?
Yes. So a big dream of mine, I think this is like every girl's dream, but for me especially, is to be a wife and a mom. I grew up with the best parents, the best childhood, and I want to give like my kids that same thing. And so that is the ultimate goal for me, is to be the best wife and mom. I want a big family. So someone that wants a big family. I want at least 4 kids.
All right.
I want 3 of my own, and then I want to adopt one.
Wow, that's beautiful. I love that.
Okay, sorry.
Go. The floor is yours, Hakeem.
No, it's just like I admire how selfless you are. First things first, like being a teacher is you have to be selfless. I mean, teachers are not respected. They're getting rid of the Department of Education right now and all that stuff. So like you continuously being a teacher and being a 4th grade teacher, they're not even paid grade 2, and you did it because you truly have a good heart. That's really all that comes down to. You have to have a good heart to be a teacher. And I truly see that. I feel like you're a big giver. So I want to ask you, how do you feel loved?
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing for me is when someone takes the time to listen without like needing to respond right away. Like obviously, like I want them to respond, but I think listening to first like try to understand. Like we don't have to agree, but at the end of it, like we don't have to have like the same opinion, but for there to be that mutual respect of like, I'm going to hear you out because I love you. I'm going to try to understand you and where you're coming from because I value your opinion. I value like what you have to say. And so for me, someone that takes how I feel seriously and that listens without needing to respond right.
That's a great answer. That's a great answer. I'm glad you're taking this very seriously because again, I'm taking this super seriously too for my best friend. So, when's the last time you've been truly vulnerable, and like, how did that person get you to be truly vulnerable with them?
Yeah. I don't think vulnerability has ever been like a true struggle for me.
Okay.
I am a very emotional person. I will say that. Like I feel things very deeply. And so for me, I think the last time that I would say that I was vulnerable, and I don't know that I shared it with, well, I guess my talent that I shared with you guys, it was kind of about like feeling like you're falling behind and like the timeline that you had set for yourself, or and just coming to the realization that like God has you in his hands, and that if you're in his hands, like you're never truly behind. So that was like the biggest thing for me. I'm not going to lie. I have always had this. I always thought I'd be married by 25. I thought I'd be about to have my first kid, and so this year in January is when I wrote that poem, and for me, it came from a place of realizing I wasn't going to be reaching these milestones that I thought I would reach by now, and so. Does that answer the question? I don't know that.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, it definitely answers my question and gives us more about you too, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, Hakeem, do you have any last questions for Jaden here?
Let me think. Last question. Let me think. I got to pull one from my head. I want to give her a big, a good, quick but a nice deep one.
Yeah.
Do you believe in compatibility or commitment more? Which one would you say you would say is more important, compatibility or commitment?
Personally, I would say commitment, because for me, we can be compatible, but at the end of the day, if you are not committed to me, or if I'm not committed to you, then the relationship's never going to work. And I think that commitment is choosing to love someone every single day, showing up for them every single day. Like I said, listening to understand. And so, yeah, commitment for sure, because we can be compatible all day. But if there's no commitment there, if there's no true commitment, and it will never work.
Love that. Well, Jaden, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank y'all.
And now we're going to bring on the final gal we're going to meet.
And now, from Newport Beach, California, 24, Alina.
Yeah. Let's go, Alina.
Alina, how you doing today?
I'm great. I'm through the roof.
So you are the other wild card. So Corey was the first one. You were also the other wild card that has made it this far.
And the other Newport Beach.
Another Newport Beach. Yeah. So you and who's the other Newport Beach? Morgan. You and Morgan are, so maybe you guys are neighbors. Who knows? You are in law school currently, and you're a San Francisco Giants fan. You submitted many talents to us, a lot of talents. Very funny video. Very much stood out to us. And your guilty pleasures, John Boy videos. So I don't quite know where to start again because you had many talents, but I want to know what talent of yours missed the cut from that video.
Oh,
did anything end up on the cutting room floor?
Yeah, I was thinking about this after. I should have put video editing into it because I spent a lot of time on that. But no, actually, not really. Just 3 or 4 hours editing.
You edit videos? I'm sorry. Sorry.
No,
the videos she submitted was heavily edited and edited in a very fun way.
Oh, I thought she said she edits videos. I'm like, okay, we found another person we can, that can help us out with our content.
We're creating a giant business empire right here.
I took 4 years of photo in high school, so maybe that can be of some use.
There we go. Michael, what do you have for Alina here, our wild card?
Yeah. So if what's something in your life that brings you peace, or someone in your life that brings you peace when you're having difficult times?
Well, first of all, I would definitely say my relationship with Jesus. I think I'm considered a baby Christian. I was baptized Catholic. My dad, he's from Mexico, very, very traditional Catholic family, but I was never really taught the religion growing up. We went to some Christian services here and there, mainly on Christmas. And my dad talked to me about his religion when I was growing up. And so I've always believed in God, in Jesus, but I didn't really know the distinctions between all the religions. And so I never really felt I didn't feel that strong relationship with the Lord until I got to college, and me and my friends in college that I met, we started going to the church there, and we would go to a Christian church. And so I really was for the first time feeling everything that like comes with an actual relationship with the Lord. So I think, because I'm still in the learning process, I would say I know that I have so much to learn, and I will always have a lot to learn. But I remember distinctly, like probably my senior year of college, there was a lot on my plate. Like my mom just got diagnosed with cancer. I was graduating. I'm like, I don't even know if I'm going to go to law school. What the heck? But I just remember like feeling so at peace and like, oh, like that guy cut me off. That's because that was supposed to happen. Like the Lord has a plan. And so that was awesome. And I think like navigating post grad and like my career and stuff, and I moved back to Sacramento area after grad, and then to San Diego for a year and a half, and then now here. I got my feet wet in the church community pretty early on when I first moved to San Diego, and then I don't know, like trying to handle like all the complexities and like a busy schedule of law school. Like I think I kind of put that to the side, which I realize is not what I should be doing. But like I would say like the past 5 months, I have gone back on track. And so it's like a renewed excitement and getting back on the right path. If it's not for Jesus, I would say definitely I find peace in my friends. I think I mentioned this in like my first initial video. I literally am so blessed, and I know how rare it is to have good friends and real people in your life, and have good boyfriends, that too. But like I've never been a boyfriend girl. I've been a friend girl. So I don't know, like it just hasn't really been a priority, if that makes sense, because I've been like I know I'm not worried about like when I'm going to find my person and how it's going to happen. I know like that is something that I'm like so confident in, like the Lord's plan, like he's got that. But my friends, like high school when I lived in Rockland, and then college, I was like, I'm never going to meet any friends better than these. Like these are the best people in the world. And I was in my friend from college's wedding last week, and it was awesome. Like I have a handful of them there. And then when I moved to San Diego, I was like, okay, we're starting law school, so I'm really not going to have time to even make friends. And I met literally one of my best friends there, and I go and visit her quite often. She still lives there, but yeah. And I don't know, I just know the importance of surrounding yourself with good people. Like the environment you put yourself in definitely has an impact on you. And so I've learned to be cautious of that and aware, but then also just like go towards the connections that I feel like at home with in a way. And so my friends are amazing. They're definitely a source of peace for me.
Nice. I love that. They say the Lord works in mysterious ways. This would by far be the most mysterious if this is how you find your husband. This would be crazy. Hakeem, what kind of questions do you have for Alina here?
Yeah. My first question for you, Alina, is are you ready for love? And what does being ready for love mean to you?
I think like after my last relationship, which was my first serious relationship, which I know some people are like can see that as a red flag, but I think that was a huge learning lesson for me, because yes, that was my first relationship, so I learned a lot about like myself and how I could be better, just like how I went about things and whatnot, because it was a new dynamic for me, kind of. And I also learned a lot about myself, like what I need in a person and what I don't need, and how like when I want to be treated as well, and like the things that are not normal that end up feeling like they're normal when you're in the relationship. So I like ever since that, I've kind of adopted the mindset that like I am just gonna find my person when I'm going to find them, and I shouldn't be focused on like searching or exploring. Like as long as I just focus on me and my friends and my studies, then like that's great, because like we all know how people, I don't know, I feel like it gets complicated. Like at least there's some people that I've talked to where it's like, oh, I don't like this feeling of like overthinking everything because I can't like tell what you're giving off and whatnot. So I think for me, like, how would I know that I'm ready in love? For love, it would just kind of, I don't know, I feel like it would just be a feeling, because I'm also like, okay, I don't have time to date. I'm in law school, blah, 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 blah. But then I've also realized learning that like that's not the mindset to adopt, because if I keep putting everything off until I think I'm ready and like I'm perfect in the way that I want to be perfect, then it's just never going to happen. So I think it is a feeling, and I think like the journey of love is like two people are growing together. So if there are any bumps in the road, I would hope that we could work it out. And if we can't, then maybe that wasn't my true love. So
happens when you least expect it. That's
Yeah.
what they say.
yeah. Sorry.
No,
You
you're,
summarized greatly.
No,
you're great.
you're good. You're
Hakeem,
good.
you got one final question for Alina here?
Damn, bro, you just cut me off with just one final question. God,
Sorry. So we also have
no,
a group date to get to.
fair enough. Let me think. Actually, I'm just curious. What are you looking for in a partner outside of faith?
I want to say like a lot of things, but not necessarily a lot of things. I don't think it should be hard. I like for a little background. Sorry, I won't ramble on, but like I grew up in a broken family. So like my parents' relationship was very, very bad growing up. And I feel like most relationships that I've been surrounded by have had like just disloyalty or just dysfunction. And so I feel like that has been a blueprint of exactly what not to do, and also like what signs to steer away from. So like what's so important for me is, I don't know, like it sounds cliche, but like communication, and especially like when there's a disagreement, how is that person reacting? Like, are we able to actually talk it through and put ourselves in the other person's shoes and figure it out civilly? Like, I hate when things escalate to like screaming and yelling and like just being problematic, and so I think knowing, like, being intentional with the relationship too is super important. I think I know you had said, Hakeem, respect for the other person's parents. That's very huge for me, because that's kind of something that I saw in my last relationship, and I'm like, oh wait, I don't like what you said about my mom. No. But then also that goes with friends too, like respecting each other's personal time. Like I want my person to love my friends as much as I do, but I also want my person to let me have my time with my friends. Like, yes, please hang out with me and my friends when the opportunity comes, but like girls need their girl time, and like I want that person, like my person, to hang out with his guys. Yeah.
We will have our guy time. Don't worry. Me also will definitely have our guy time, baby.
I was like,
don't worry. I promise you.
Amazing. Alina, thank you so much. You're a wild card. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
And now, with that being said, we are going to bring all of our lovely, lovely gals today back on screen.
Bring them out. Bring them out.
Can I say something really quick too?
Of course you can.
I thank you, ladies, for handling these questions with such grace, because I know they're hard questions, and it was meant to throw you off and also make you kind of be a little deep and kind of be a little bit vulnerable, because I can sense that you guys are actually looking for something. At least I hope I'm not a bad judge of character. So I hope you guys don't feel any offense or anything or any uncomfortability. You never have to answer any questions if you don't feel comfortable answering. I just want to throw that out there to you guys as well. But you guys have been great, and I really, really appreciate each and one of you guys taking it so seriously, because, like I said, I'm taking this very seriously for him, because his experience on Bachelorette wasn't, it wasn't the best. I think it could have went better, and I felt like afterwards he should have got a shot on the beach, because a lot of women wanted him on the beach, and he didn't get that shot. And I'm not saying that he's a wanted woman like that, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like he just has been dealt with worse cards. And I'm just so happy that you guys are here showing up for him, and I just can't appreciate that more.
Hell yeah. And along those lines, I want to mention two things. So, like, to be serious, so game time decision, what we're gonna do is we'll make this quick because I know we're kind of gone long, and a few girls have to go. We understand. We'll do a few questions here. Keep it light, keep it fun. We're not gonna do a scoring system for the points. We're just gonna have some fun, answer some questions, get to know you a little bit more, and then Hakeem, based off this entire experience, instead of just point system, will decide who gets that group date rose, and we'll go from there if that works with everyone. Hakeem, that work for you?
That works. That works.
Okay, perfect.
Piper, chill.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So-
my dog is going nuts.
So we're going to ask a question. We'll give you maybe like 30 seconds to either write down or think of an answer, and then we'll just go along the lines. And again, these will be kind of quick answers. You don't have to go into too much detail. Michael, the first question.
There we go. So if you saw Austin at a bar tonight, what would be your method of flirting, or what pickup line would you use?
How would you approach Austin at a bar? All right. Are we almost ready?
If you're ready.
Ready.
All right.
Ready,
We'll
go.
start. I'm going to go based off my screen. Alina.
Oh, perfect. Oh, whoa.
You can just read
With the
it. So
blur in the
the
background.
only reason we did the whiteboards is so people don't like change their answers based off what other people said. So you can just read it.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I'm gonna put the blur on because
Yeah.
I don't know if I clean my room the best. I should probably comment on whatever hat he's wearing because I know that he mentioned something about he's always gonna have a cool hat. I'm hoping it's a Padres hat because that's an easy in for me.
Love that. Love that. Jaden.
Smart.
I wrote down Q, You Look Like You Love Me by Ella Langley and Riley Green. That song, and he's mentioned before that Ella Langley's his celebrity crush, so I think it would work.
It's a great song.
Smart.
Morgan.
I did dramatic eye contact only.
Okay. Is this from across the bar or are you like,
Yeah, holding eye contact.
okay. All right. And then make him come to you?
Yep.
Love that. Corey.
I wrote bump into him in quotes.
Okay. So just like a little shoulder and then, hey. Oh,
Yeah.
all right. I like that.
Oops.
If I just went
Sorry.
up, I'd probably be like, hi. So, little oops.
Love
I
that.
like it.
McKenna, what do you have?
So if we were at the gym, I would obviously do it in between sets, his sets, and ask him what he's listening to. But if it was out at a bar, and it was I go to a lot of honky tonk, so I'm gonna assume it's a honky tonk. I might ask him to dance.
Okay.
I'm bold. I just
Straightforward.
This might
There
do
we go.
it.
I love that. I love that. That's a great answer. I do want to say though, I'm being very, very picky. I'm taking this very seriously. So Morgan, Austin's not going to approach a girl in the bar. He's not going to. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
It was hard for me. I don't go to bars. I really don't go to bars, so that was
And
a hard.
that's okay, and that is a green flag. If you're not a person that just goes to the bars like that, that is a green flag. Of course, you want to have fun, but if you're not at the bars every weekend, like that's a great thing. That means you're doing something with yourself and all that. But Austin's a person that he's really into the moment and he has fun with his friends. He's not about just like chasing girls or talking to girls. He's really in the moment and having fun. So like talking to him and be like, hey, like, you know, are you listening to I Am Mike right now? Or on your headphones? Are you listening to Travis Scott? Or like, you know, I think that was a great. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. If I'm supposed to pick somebody,
You don't have to pick who
Honestly,
has the best
that's
answer.
not-
Just talk. Give your reaction to the
yeah,
answer.
that was a phenomenal answer. But I have to throw it back at that. But Morgan, that was a great comeback to me because that's great. We love that. We love that. And now cueing the song, Jaden. How would you feel about singing that song right here, right now?
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I don't mind, but I'm not a great singer. But I'm.
We can join in.
It's
Michael and I
the
will
heart.
join in. We'll
It's
join
the
in.
heart that matters.
Everyone,
Alright.
excuse.
Excuse me. You look like you love me. You look like you want me to want you.
Guys, we want Jaden to sing, not you guys.
We were trying to make her feel comfortable.
Oh, I thought we were doing a sing along.
Yes,
She
thanks,
wasn't even
guys.
singing anymore. She was like, y'all can have it then.
Thanks, guys.
Sorry, we're creating a community here. Hakeem. We're gonna get friends out of this. All right. So
Right.
Austin can find his wife. We'll find 10 friends. So
Yeah.
I say we'd win that. All right. Any
All
other
right,
thoughts
go
there,
ahead.
Hakeem? Okay.
No.
All right.
I need to keep it going. It's not
Fair
it's
go.
11 and
Yeah.
Eastern time, so we need to keep it pushing.
And we got Love Island to watch tonight. The next question for you gals, out of the three, we're gonna ask three today. This one gives you a chance to maybe let's push back on Austin a little bit.
Yeah.
What is Austin's biggest red flag?
Can this be used against us?
This will not. No, this will not be used against them.
I think it's gonna be used against you because it was shown on The Bachelorette. So if you watched it and you actually paid attention to it, you would know.
Was it?
Yes.
We watched The Bachelorette for kind of our jobs. I don't know what he's
Yeah.
talking about.
I would say that was a
You're
little bit
absolutely
ago.
wrong. 'Cause
I
he
don't
absolutely
remember.
said that because he has the same ick as Jen.
What if we didn't watch? How do we know what his biggest red flag is?
Good point.
And how you know who
Are,
Austin
are you asking like what's our
is?
biggest?
Wait, hold on,
red
Papa,
flag?
hold on. Wait.
So we got to
time
unpack
out.
a little bit.
Wait, time out, McKenna.
We'll start with Morgan, then go to McKenna.
No, wait. How do you know Austin? You didn't see The Bachelorette.
I was scrolling on TikTok after, this is the honest truth, you guys. I was scrolling on TikTok after Stagecoach deathly sick from this like viral thing. And I was like, oh, this guy's cute. And he just kept coming up. And then it was Wyatt and Michael, like, you know, does anyone want to date my friend? Like, we might do this thing. And I was like, I just deleted my dating apps. Why not try something else? And that's how I came across Austin, honestly.
We're making dreams come
Yeah,
true.
that's transparent. That's
And
transparent.
I made sure I wanted to. I was like, should I watch the season? And I'm like, nope. Just gonna.
You wouldn't see him much, to be
Yeah, you
honest.
wouldn't
You'd
see
see,
him
Ah! Stop!
What?
That's not right.
That's the editor's problem. That's not on us. That's not on
producers.
Austin. Blame the
edit.
producers.
Blame the edit.
We wanted to see more of Austin. We
I know,
made
but
multiple
you
clip
but you
saying we
didn't
need
have
to
to
see more.
say that wasn't necessary.
I'm saving Morgan time. Sorry. So I'm looking out for my new friend Morgan. Sorry. McKenna, sorry, you had a question.
No, I was asking, like, are you asking, like, us what his biggest red flag is in a girl? Because, like, we wouldn't know, like,
Oh, no.
or, like,
what?
what's our biggest flag?
Like, you got to be able, like, his mom came on and was like, we like to be able to make fun of each other and have fun. So what would you say, like, oh, like, joking, like, that's a red flag for Austin? Like, maybe he wears too many cool, silly hats, like, something like that.
Okay. You made me press Morgan for no reason.
I'm glad we got that out there.
Like, what?
I thought that was a clear.
Like,
I thought that was a
clearly.
very
I thought that was-
clearly worded question, but
No, it wasn't because McKenna asked. She had to follow up, and everyone else wasn't on the same page, including
okay.
me.
Sorry. Well, we'll give you like 15 seconds here to think of an answer.
Okay, so what's the question again?
What is Austin's red flag?
That he presents? Or
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Or even if you don't know at all, if you don't know him that well, just like make something up.
Like if you scroll through his Instagram, you didn't know him. Like, what would be like? Oh, maybe that's a red flag.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm second guessing my question now. Now I'm insecure about my question. Thanks,
flag.
gals.
Not confident in his work. I'll let you handle it.
Thanks, Mike. Make me go solo there. All right. We'll go reverse order from what we just did. McKenna.
I said none.
Good answer. Okay.
Good. Fair answer.
Literally, like, I don't have
I
one.
mean, of course they're
because-
gonna say that. I mean, what the hell are they gonna be like? Oh yeah, he has these. red
Hakeem,
flags.
let him
Oh,
talk.
yeah.
Let him talk. Let him talk.
Yeah,
Corey.
Like I
sorry.
mean, because I would literally be judging a book by its cover and his videos and how he presents himself, and that's not fair to someone to be like, hey, this is a red flag. So I don't really have a red flag for us to give Austin, because like tonight I could give your all, like, my red flag for you all was calling me out on my grammar. But that's
well,
because
we-
we've been like through
Yeah.
this process.
You're
I've
right.
got to know you, but I'm not gonna give someone a red flag if I like.
That's a great
I really
answer.
feel
No,
like he has a red flag.
That's a
at
great
this
answer.
moment in time.
No,
Well,
I feel like a
you never
piece
know.
of shit, but
Oh, you used to be a piece of shit.
Corey, what did you write down? I hope someone had a red flag written down.
I wrote that he left on his
Oh.
season,
Okay.
but
Gave up.
Wait, I beg your
I'm
pardon?
gonna say also, I actually thought that was a green flag, but I guess like most people would say it was a red flag because he just like knew, so
Yeah.
he decided to leave. Based on his social media, honestly, like I couldn't really think of anything, and that's like the only thing I remembered from when he was on the season. So
Okay, fair enough. Good
that's
answer.
the logic there.
Morgan, you wrote a question mark. Would you like to unpack that?
Yeah, I kind of what I just went off of is that I haven't really done a lot of research, and I think that dating is about getting to know someone, and I don't mean this in a shady way, you guys, so please don't think that, but we haven't had the chance to get to know Austin. So for me, there isn't a red flag because I'm just going off of, again, I'm not going to scroll his social media and be like, what is his red flag? Watch The Bachelor, Bachelorette, and I just anything I want to know from him and find out from him, getting to know him if we go that far. So
valid.
It's tricky.
I hope Jaden's answer was just like his hair like sucks. So like something super specific. Sorry, Jaden.
No, and I don't know that this is like a red flag, but he has said that like he like dresses country. Like looking at him, you would think he's really country, but that he's not actually country.
That's kind of what I'm looking for. That was my intent. I do love all the answers though. I appreciate the thought there, Jaden.
That was good one.
Alina?
I put TBD. I have 3 red flags. I put TBD at first because I agree with McKenna. Like, they don't really come up until you kind of actually speak with the person. But then I would have to say just like silly ones, get ready with me videos. And then I did stalk his Instagram just now. So I would say he wore short pants.
Yeah. No,
they're popular.
No, valid. Hakeem, do you want to criticize my question more?
I was hoping that you just get a better question for the ladies.
We got a better one.
We got a good final one. Final question for the gals.
How am I going to judge off of this? Just those 3 questions.
No, you have to judge off the entire episode. You just met these gals. Okay. Final question.
All right. Final question. If you're given $1 million to plan a date with Austin, what are you doing? And yes, you have to spend all $1 million. You can't like pocket it and save it and invest it or something like that. Got to spend it.
So one night with Austin, you have $1 million to spend in the
day.
budget or day. What does that look like? We'll give you some time here. It's the final question before Hakeem's final, very important decision. I love that he has to make the decision.
$1 million to plan a day with Austin. The BatchMakers budget.
Yeah. Which we should say this now. At the very end of this, when we do find that perfect person for Austin, the BatchMakers will be providing the funds for a date with Austin. So if both parties agree to that, depending on where everyone is,
Really
where
sad
that.
Are you gonna fly them out to San Diego?
If we need to, yeah. If they're not in San Diego, we can do that.
Can you fly me out?
Drive down here.
I'm teasing you, brother.
Wait, no, we'll drive to you, Hakeem, and we'll fly out and we'll just like sit at the other table, watch the date.
Fair enough.
We'll observe.
Or
All
we
right.
just make their date in Chicago and we just
We'll fly them out and all hang out. We'll do that.
Honestly,
All
you
right.
should have in the OC. There's 2 girls from the Newport area.
All right. 10 seconds left for your final response. 2-ish. 10. 9.
This is kind of like a
8. 7.
You gotta do the budget. I'm gonna
6.
look up.
5. They don't have to do a full budget.
But yeah, it's gotta get close.
3. All right. Are we ready? Ish. We'll start in the middle now. Morgan, we're gonna start with you.
Wait, you guys, I can't write this fast.
Okay. Corey seems ready. We'll start with Corey.
Okay. I mean, I kind of wrote some of it, but it was long. Pay for our family's mortgages or anything, because that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Like take care of the fam and then just go travel somewhere.
Okay. And where specifically would you travel?
I mean, similar to the red flag question, like I don't know where where his dream place to travel is, but you said like one day, right?
Yeah.
One day. Okay. I mean, we could take a private jet somewhere and get there fast, just probably somewhere in the US.
All right. Good answer. Morgan, back to you.
Okay, I wrote a lot, but I wrote private cooking course with Gordon Ramsay. He was my guy on my island that I said.
Yep.
And I put, again, this is circling back to like my first submission. unlimited caviar. Sorry, don't hate me. It's one of my favorite things. Steak and the nicest wine, and just cooking in my house, honestly, with music on the record player. And then whatever's left over, donate it to whoever needs it.
Cool.
Love that.
Perfect.
Love that.
Thank you.
We'll move up to Jaden there.
Okay, so like this is like a full day. So we're gonna wake up. We are gonna go to a sports game because we both love sports. We're gonna do for me, I love like something that gets my adrenaline pumping. So like skydiving, bungee jumping, something like that. And then I said you know how they do like the shopping spree dates on like The Bachelor or Bachelorette?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The pretty women date. Yeah.
Yes. And then a nice dinner.
Okay.
So.
All right. Good answer. Alina?
Okay. All right. So start off with a hot air balloon ride to the top of a waterfall cliff where like 5-star awesome dessert, or not dessert, well, maybe, honestly. Breakfast picnic would be set up already. And then after breakfast, go swim in the waterfall, because how cool would that be? And then go to a baseball game, but sit, I don't know, maybe like right behind home plate or a little off to the side so you can actually kind of not be blocked by the umpire. Preferably, I would say Padres and Giants would be super fun. August 21st.
Okay.
And then private dinner on a rooftop, because I'm a sucker for rooftops, so I hope he is too. And then at dinner, we'll purchase a singer of choice, any singer, to sing to us at our private dinner in the background. And then we'll rent or purchase a car of choice, a cool car to drive us to a sunset spot. And then we'll get ice cream after. Perfect.
Love that.
Awesome.
What a day. And then finally, McKenna.
Okay, so I kind of have a whole day planned as well.
Oh.
So, pick up Austin or however this goes, whatever. Plane ride to Banff in Alberta, Canada, and we will hike, explore, get coffee, Banff together. I think it's important to, explore places together with someone, and then hop back in the plane, go get ready for a country concert at Red Rock Canyon.
Nice. That's on my bucket list.
Yeah.
I want to go. That's
Yeah,
those
those
all
are two big bucket list things for me, and I
Nice.
feel like those are two fun activities as well.
nice. All phenomenal answers there across the board. And before we hand it over to Hakeem, I want to kind of lay out how this is going to work moving forward. So Hakeem will give out one group date rose. That does not mean you all are eliminated. That just means that person will be moving on to the final 6. We will do the same for the other group of 5 group date. So we'll have 2 people in the final 6. And then we will have a separate rose ceremony where myself, Michael, and Hakeem will give out a rose. Those 3 plus the 2 group date roses. And then we'll have 1 fan vote for whoever is left to make the final 6. And then the next week, we will have the final 6 have one-on-one dates with Austin, who will be on here for a quick little chat with each one of you. And we'll go from there. So Austin will finally be on screen. So again, we apologize. We didn't want to put Austin in a very tough spot of like, he didn't sign up for this to be the bad guy. So that's kind of been the reason we've been doing some of the dirty work for him. But anyways, with that being said, we've had you all here long enough. We've appreciated meeting all of you. Hakeem,
This is the final rose.
this is the final roast.
Yeah. Well,
Up
first
tonight.
of all, I want to say again, I appreciate you ladies taking this so seriously. You guys all did amazing. I wish I could give roses out to everybody in this. I don't know. I'm not even a person that should be able to give a rose to keep it a buck with you guys. You guys are all 10s, dime pieces, and have great personalities for yourself. So I have no audacity. I'm going to say on behalf of BatchMakers, I'm going to say like, this is who I think would be good for Austin out of these, and I think you guys would all be great. I think you guys would all have, a certain kind of connection if you guys met in person. But I did some note taking. Morgan, I do appreciate how very transparent you are. Talking with you, I know like you're always gonna tell people the way how it is. Corey, with whatever with the money, the big thing that you said was take care of your family, and I think that's so selfless of you, and I love that you said that as well. Jaden, the teacher, I think what was really that stood out about you about the whole $1 million date and also about your talk too is said that you want somebody who listens. But you yourself also listen too, because your whole date was planned around his interests, which you had to do to, you have to listen to what he likes and so forth. So I think that you practice what you preach, which is amazing. Alina, I love that you are a faith-driven girl because, again, he's very faith-driven and, he's been taking it seriously now. He has always been taking it seriously, but he had some changes in his life and he's been taking it very, very seriously. So I really love that about you. And you also mentioned rooftops. He loves rooftops. We actually went to rooftop when I go to San Diego. So that's a
Wait, what one? Sorry. I know we're.
I don't know what the
Sorry. I also am not going to stalk you, I promise.
What do you mean?
I thought it was
Chicago, but it's in I think we were in Pacific Beach. And we were
on Beverly, like the new renovated one.
Not sure if it was newly renovated.
Guys, this is a roast ceremony. What are we doing?
I apologize. That is my fault. And then hold on. I have to tell McKenna what I appreciated about her too. McKenna was a person who preached communication, and she also mentioned about in the beginning how she learned to have a backbone. I think that's super important as well for a woman because obviously they go through a lot of let's be honest, there's not equality amongst genders with men and women, so women have to stand up for themselves more than we do as men. So I love that you have formed that backbone for yourself and how you become independent. This is so fucking hard. Can I also be honest with you, Wyatt? I think I'm gonna have to give it to two people.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to figure that shit out on the back end with you.
Okay. All right. We'll figure it out.
I'm giving it to McKenna and Jaden because I feel as if they were to go into a date, I feel like he would be able to connect with them from when I was asking them those questions. He would be like, okay, all right, come on, give me more. He would want more. I'm not saying he would want more for you guys, but I'm just saying from what I heard when I was asking those questions, which I did ask pretty tough questions. So please give you guys some grace. You guys all did phenomenal. You guys all look beautiful as well. So please don't take my word as it is. Literally, it's just for what I've heard. Okay, you guys are all amazing. But I'm going to Jaden and McKenna and Wyatt and Mike. You guys have to figure out the other shit. Okay, brother?
We'll figure it out. That's our job to figure stuff out on the back end.
Yeah.
McKenna, Jaden, congratulations.
Thank
you. Will be moving on to the final 6. And Alina, Corey, Morgan, you are all very much still alive and potentially could make the final 6. This has been so much fun actually getting to meet you all because I feel like we've just been reading text that you've submitted to us. So this was so fun for us. I hope you girls had fun too, because that's the point of all this. But yeah, congratulations, McKenna and Jaden, and we'll be seeing more of you all soon. Can't wait.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This was
Good
fun.
night, everyone. So nice to meet you.
Thanks for watching this episode of BatchMakers. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider joining our Patreon page linked in the description below. It's $5, cup of coffee, and it helps support us a ton. Thank you, and maybe we'll see you next week.
Yeah, and from next week on the BatchMakers, we shave Wyatt's head off.
Maybe. Only one way to find out.
By tuning in.
That was implied.
Back to you in the studio.
And cut.
Thanks, Julianne.